So officially welcoming you to our Sunday morning Sangha, March 12th, 2023. And it's really nice to see all of you. Thank you for being here. And I'd like to begin with some chanting. So I'll share my screen so you can see the words of the chant. And we'll begin with honoring the Buddha at the top of page 3. So honoring the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one, but also honoring our own inherent, wakeful, awakened nature of the heart, the Buddhi or the Bodhicitta. This is the aspect of the heart that is awakened and that is also responsive. So beginning on the top of page 3. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. And then on page 4, the recollection of the Triple Jewel, honoring the Buddha, the Dharma, that which is always arising, moment to moment, inviting and always present, timeless. And honoring the Sangha, these beings that we can be together with on this path of practice and support one another as we engage in the work, in what's here. Itipiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijacharana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sata Dewa manusanam buddho bhagavati sawahakato bhagavata dhammo sanditiko akaliko ehipasiko opanayiko Pachatang veditabo vinyuhiti supatipanno bhagavato sawaka sangho ujupatipanno bhagavato sawaka sangho nayapatipanno bhagavato sawaka sangho Samichi patipanno bhagavato sawaka sangho yadidang chatari purisa yugani yata purisa pugala esa bhagavato sawaka sangho ahunayo pahunayo Dakinayo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttarang Punya Ketang Loka Sati. And then on page 8, we'll chant the 4 boundless qualities. So the 4 Brahma Viharas, these divine abodes that we can offer to ourselves, but we can also shine out, extend out into the world in the four directions, above, below, and all around. Now let us make the four boundless qualities shine forth. I will abide, pervading one quarter, with a heart imbued with loving kindness. Likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth. So above and below, around and everywhere, and to all as to myself. I will abide, pervading the all-encompassing world, with a heart imbued with loving kindness, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will. I will abide, pervading one quarter, with a heart imbued with compassion. Likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth. So above and below, around and everywhere, and to all as to myself. I will abide, pervading the all-encompassing world, with a heart imbued with compassion, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will. I will abide, pervading one quarter, with a heart imbued with gladness. Likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth. So above and below, around and everywhere, and to all as to myself. I will abide, pervading the all-encompassing world, with a heart imbued with gladness, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will. I will abide, pervading one quarter, with a heart imbued with equanimity. Likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth. So above and below, around and everywhere, and to all as to myself. I will abide, pervading the all-encompassing world, with a heart imbued with equanimity, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will. And we'll close our chanting with the heart mantra of Avalokiteshvara, Kuan Yin. Excuse my scrolling. Om Mani Padme Hum. So homage to the jewel at the heart of the lotus. We'll chant it 3 times together. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. So taking these few moments to gather yourself as I gather my bell. Finding a comfortable way to sit, a posture that allows for you to be here. So there's some measure of comfort, whether you're sitting, lying down, standing, or walking, and a connection to the ground. Taking some breaths and allowing for the earth itself to help you find your body, to support an arrival into this moment. And from that ground, can align ourselves with gravity, with the pull of the earth, letting the body rock forward and back, side to side, until you find a place where there's a sense of uprightness as well as ease in the spine, and a sense of the breath being able to flow through the channels of the body. If it's difficult to bring awareness inward, to be with the breath and the body, if there's very strong emotion or patterning arising, it can be helpful to let our awareness move outward, to receive sound, light, if the eyes are open, touch, sense of being connected to the earth. And if it's okay to be with your breathing, you might take some longer, more nourishing breaths, breathing in and out through your nose, allowing the body to open, to settle, to calm with this deepening quality of the breath. And noticing what you're with today. Noticing what's affecting the heart. What's moving through, whether it's a mood or emotion, giving birth to thought form, something joyous, enjoyable, exciting, or something difficult to be with. Allowing awareness, this awakened nature of the heart, to be sensitive to what is here. And if there is something difficult to be with, or if the pull of the thoughts is strong, some pain in the body, something that's not easy to bear, Allow for quality of metta, touching our experience with kindness, with gentleness. This boundless quality of our own heart. If it's not available in this moment, then borrowing metta from me or from another being. Metta allows us not to like what's here necessarily, to want it to stay, or even to accept it. But we can offer metta to that part of ourselves that doesn't want it to be like this, that wants something else. Allowing the heart to soften around the experience, around the resistance, around the contention with Dhamma, with what is arisen in this moment. Allowing the breath, each in-breath, to steady, to calm. Each out-breath, just a small softening, small relaxing, opening to what's here with the support of the Sangha and the power of metta, kindness, gentleness, releasing the resistance. allowing this breath, these sensations, the energetic quality in the body, the experience of this moment to invite us. This is Dhamma. This is how it is now. And if that's difficult, if the sensations don't feel good, or the mind is struggling, some emotional patterning that feels fixated or difficult, you can offer karuna, compassion, this willingness to resonate with that which is difficult to bear, dukkha, the uncertainty, the physical imbalances and difficulties, the reactivity. This is the human condition. And as we breathe in and breathe out, offering ourselves compassion for whatever is here. If it's helpful to use a phrase, offering yourself, may I be at ease with what is here. May I be safe and protected. May I experience the compassion of this great heart mind. Whatever phrase supports you as this offering, this willingness to be with your experience, allowing the heart's awareness to touch the flow of conditions as we breathe in and breathe out. Each moment turning to the next. And in the last few minutes of the practice of sitting, you might join me in allowing and offering these boundless qualities, not only to ourselves, but outward into the world in an embodied way. So again, inviting awareness to receive this body, sensing to the front of the body, the whole area, the space in front of the body, extending out, offering metta, karuna to the front, allowing it to shine forth. This abundant, unconditioned quality of wishing, well-being, kindness, and that merciful quality of compassion to all beings in front. And then allowing that effort to relax, resting back into the home of the body, the breathing form, kaya. And then sensing the space to your right, and extending out to your right, kindness, compassion. We don't have to work hard at this. These are the true nature of the heart. When we release the thought and return to this bodhi, this awakened heart-mind, bodhicitta, allowing the boundless qualities to shine forth to your right. And relaxing, letting the breath support and nourish, letting the earth herself support you, and sensing the space behind you, extending out as far as the energetic quality of the body can do in this moment. This doesn't need to be heroic. It's our own offering, kindness, compassion, letting it shine behind you. And again, relaxing, centering in the body, aligning with gravity. And then sensing the area, the space to your left. Allowing kindness, non-fighting, non-contention, the resonance with difficulty that is compassion, letting that radiate to your left, allowing the intelligence of the body to do the work. You can't do this from the mind, from the limited sense of self. Allowing the breathing body and the heart to shine forth to your left. Relaxing, softening, sensing the space above you, the space in your home, the sky, all the area above you, and allowing metta, karuna to extend out, boundless, unlimited quality. And finally, sensing the area beneath you, the earth, the soil, the plants, the roots, all the territory below you. Allowing this friendly heart, compassionate heart to shine forth. Relaxing back, resting in the knowing of the heart, touching this moment of experience with the luminosity of Bodhicitta, the awakened mind-heart. And from the Majjhima Nikaya, the Buddha was asked, "What is communion with the divine?" He said, "The practitioner suffuses the world in all four cardinal directions with a mind of benevolence, with a mind of kindness, with a mind of compassion, with a mind of joy and equanimity, of serenity. Above, below, and all around, the whole world from all sides, completely, with a benevolent, all-embracing, great, boundless, peaceful, and friendly mind. Just as a powerful conch blower makes themselves heard with no great effort in all four cardinal directions, so too is there no limit to the unfolding of this heart liberating benevolence. This is the way to communion with the divine." Thank you for your practice. And today, on this theme of metta, of compassion, of bodhicitta, I wanted to illuminate into this territory a little bit deeper. And we'll begin with the motivations for practice. And so in the Dharma, there's considered 3 motivations for practice. And the first motivation is often what gets us in the door. So my dear friend and Zen teacher, Nancy Petrin, often says that we don't go to a meditation retreat when we're on a winning streak. We don't choose to sit in silence and breathe in and breathe out, with what is difficult to bear. And so often we are brought into the practice because we're suffering. This question of the Buddha, when in his own suffering, might there be another way? This sense that we can find a more peaceful way of being, we can find more skill in our lives, more confidence, more strength. And this is really what we see a lot in the spiritual economy. This is what we're being offered, becoming more peaceful, becoming more kind, having this kind of power of being efficient and centered and always knowing the right thing to do. If we can just get all of our pieces of ourself to line up through mindfulness and through whatever the practice is, then we'll be successful. And then we can just keep on going with this project of me, this me project, and just keep the momentum flowing along. The self-improvement just becomes part of the practice. And this is okay because it gets us in the door. We practice. We breathe in, we breathe out. And often, if we stay with the practice, we start to realize that we can't just move the pieces around and make it all come together. That we are often up against things in our life that we just can't get away from, can't get outside of. No matter how many, meditations we do, or no matter how much breath work we do, or whatever it is, walking on the earth with your shoes off. All these things are wonderful to do. And yet we start to realize that there's some things that we just can't get around. And in my own life, in my own practice, there's definitely been those things. So from time to time, I experience sleeplessness, insomnia, and it'll come up. And no matter how much I try to figure it out, do this tincture and this yoga posture and this bedtime routine and that chant and this and that and the other thing and on, sometimes it helps, but often it doesn't. And that's where actually the practice really begins. So that when I'm right in that, when we're right in that place where there's something that is out of our control, no matter how much we try to maneuver, we don't have anywhere to go. And that's where we start to learn that we can embrace it. That actually the trying to maneuver, the trying to get away, the trying to make everything line up in order to experience something that is different than what we're experiencing actually is a perpetuation of a pattern. It's a covering over the actual allowing for what is here to be known, to be understood. This is what the Buddha taught in the Four Noble Truths. There is dukkha, and the practice is to understand, what's happening in the body? oh, there's difficult sensation, right? There's something that's hard to be with. Is it okay to breathe, right? Is it okay to touch the earth with our awareness, as the Buddha did? Is it okay to let the awareness extend out if it's too hard to be here, to listen to sound, to look out the window? But just finding some rhythm, some way of allowing ourselves just to be not right in the heart of the challenge, because that's not so helpful. I've had that in my own practice with fear. I experience a lot of somatic fear. It comes up all of a sudden. If I try to just go right into it, what is this? Feel it, feel it, feel it. It's too much. But if we can offer metta, the softening with the edge, offer compassion. I'm willing to be here. I'm just willing to show up for this, no matter what happens. This releasing out of the constriction and the sense of a me that can somehow change the conditions. Start to see that what we're with is actually inconstant. It's actually shifting, it's changing, and it has arisen and will eventually pass in its own time due to karma, causes and conditions, this inconceivable fabric of our life, or life, not just our life. And I know for me, if I'm willing to do that, doesn't mean that I can sleep. Unfortunately, maybe you've had this experience, but it does mean that it doesn't get worse. I don't make it worse. And I don't perpetuate it. Don't make a project out of it. Just letting it be what it is. Letting the state be what it is. And also seeing that we're not alone. So I'm guessing one of you in this Zoom space has experienced insomnia. Maybe once or twice. Or something hard to be with, your own dukkha, your own, whatever it is, your own flavor. But then we see, this is actually the nature of reality. This is not mine. It's human. It's the way it is living in a body. These bodies are beyond our control. And that's hard. That's very, very hard to accept. And yet it is the nature. So we have these supports, these qualities to support us in this investigation, and we have the Sangha as well. So for me, as a call a friend, check in, be with another. Instead of just focusing all on what's going on for me, be with another, extend that kindness outward. And that helps to relieve that sense of a constricted situation. So that's the second motivation. Start to want to be with it, want to understand. The third motivation is to, as I was moving into be with others. This is the bodhicitta, the motivation of compassion. That when we witness the suffering of another, we are willing to be with it. Again, in a way that's manageable for us. Sometimes we can get compassion fatigue when we're listening to the news and there's so much difficulty in the world. It overwhelms the psyche, it overwhelms the body. Then we're right back in the insomnia. So, we find what's right for us, to taste it, to touch it, to offer that outward. And I love this practice of embodiment, extending forward, extending to the side, extending behind, to the left, above, below, and all around. So that we just take that piece, that one piece, and let it come from the body that is earth, that is self, not self, right? That is ours, but also is on loan. And that is actually very powerful when it's plugged in, when we plug in to our interbeing, our interwovenness with all beings, then we're not doing it on our own. It's not this project. I've got to be compassionate. I've got to be kind. Sometimes I really don't want to be kind. Oh, I'll borrow the kindness of another. I'll borrow the kindness of Mother Nature, right? Today the daffodils are just starting to bloom. It's like, oh, there it is. Thank you. That reminder, there's an offering. So this is the third motivation, is to hold that space for all beings, to extend it out. And because we're interwoven inconceivably, this also helps us to move out of our constricted state. And so this is the Bodhisattva vow, actually. This is the one who is committed to the welfare of all beings. Not that as a limited self, we're going to save all beings or save the world. That's not really realistic. But again, when we plug in, when we touch in, and this is where the Brahma Viharas are the intermediary. This is the cultivation, because we practice the Brahma Viharas in the relational field. May I be safe. May you be safe. May the person that I don't know very well, may they be safe. May they be well. May the difficult being, the person where there is contention, may I offer them as well this metta, this kindness, this compassion. So we have to have ground. We have to let ourselves calm, settle, resource. It's not easy. It's not easy to be here. I love this poem that I've shared with many of you by Nahira Wahid, that for me is a metta poem. Flower work is not easy. Remaining soft in fire takes time. So let's just take a few moments again to return to presence. You might let your eyes move away from the screen. Sensing into this awakened heart-mind, Bodhicitta. Even one finger snap, the Buddha said, is so precious. One finger snap of touching in to the boundless qualities. I'd like to dedicate the merit of this practice in the words of the teacher Mushimi Keita. May our practice benefit the many beings, oppressing none, exploiting none, creating more happiness and well-being, and promoting the causes of true happiness, well-being, and sustainability for all. And let's close the hour with the heart mantra of Kuan Yin, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme wishing you moments of ease, moments of kindness, moments of understanding for yourself, for others, and from others. And feel free to stay and share in the discussion, ask questions, share anything about your practice that you wish. And otherwise, we'll hope to see you next Sunday. Be well. Thank you for the messages in the chat. And then Aya asked where to find the quote. I can send it to Beth and ask her to send it out. But it's, if you look for communion with the divine from the Majjhima Nikaya, and I'll put that into the chat. I'm going to probably get spell corrected here. We'll see. No, okay. So, communion with the divine. So, if you'd like to ask a question, I'll make it so you can unmute. And feel free just to raise your hand, use the raise hand function, and ask a question or share something from your practice. And you might just consider, what is, if you're thinking, oh, I want to stay, I want to be part of this discussion, you might just consider, what does this mean to you? What is bodhicitta? What does the bodhisattva vow mean to you? And I'm going to stop our recording.